What is up, everyone? I'm here to do the latest chapter of Hunter x Hunter discussion and review. Now, I feel like this is the most requested and most viewed manga that I do reviews on after Claymore. And like I've been saying, I've been keeping up every single week with every single manga. The videos have not been released because of time concerns, but believe me, I have been keeping up, and trust me, there have been some Toriko chapters and Hunter x Hunter chapters in the recent few weeks that have just been ridiculous, that I wish I could have done just either a live reaction and slash or a review on it, because it's just crazy. And if there's enough demand, and I'm talking I'm not asking for much, like a few comments below, maybe I will go back to previous old chapters and do a review on them just to express my thoughts, because they are ridiculous. But we'll see. I get about 20-30 views per video and no comments, so we'll see what happens. Anyhow, we got the latest chapter of Hunter x Hunter here, and I've already read it. I'm assuming you guys have already read it, so let's just go through a play-by-play of pretty much every page. First off, just as a quick thing, I'm not going to do this last week's chapter, but just a quick blip on the last few weeks' chapters. Jing is a beast. Pierston is also a beast. Enough said. So let's get started. So this is 348 of Hunter x Hunter, and what we have here is they're depicted in screening out the spies for this Hunter examination. So I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the explanation as to what the heck was going on was pretty blurry and unclear. In fact, a lot of things were very, very unclear. It's not because I didn't read them properly, it was just very unclear, and the author is definitely trying really hard to be very complicated and awesome. It's just coming across like, what the heck is going on? But from my understanding, from what is said, I am inferring that there are dozens of spies sent into the organization from each of the princes and each of his siblings, and the purpose is to get through the examination without revealing their true intentions about being certified as a hunter, in order to somehow aid in the assassination of the other princes, so that their prince will become the next king. And so therefore, the screening of the hunter examination is simply to root out these spies who have ulterior motives, not only to assassinate the other princes, but also maybe some other form of corruption when they go on this great voyage. That's as far as I could infer from it. And so we see them going through all these exam questions to test it out, and you can definitely see that the hunter examination changes from year to year, which you already know, which I feel like it's awesome. It reminds me of something else from another book I've read, some fictional book or something, or fictional manga, where it's some big examination event yearly, and the place and everything in it changes. Maybe I'm thinking of the Triwizard Tournament from Harry Potter, but probably not. Something else like that, which I think is just awesome. And I do have to say, like, they're going through lots of different screens, and ultimately it's quite amazing how they've gone through all of it, which is what's to be expected. Like, when you've read enough manga, you kind of get a feel for the darker side of things and how things will play out. It just wouldn't make sense from a dramatic and plot progressing perspective for none of the spies to get through. Anyhow, as a side note, we have Kurapika here doing his technique in order to figure out if they are lying or not, or hiding information. And as a side note, I just think Kurapika's new outfit is just amazing. if you've been watching my previous Hunter x Hunter videos, you know how much I've complained about how stupid Kurapika's outfit is. I've said that time and time again from the start, from the beginning of the series. Like my first video, I did like a first impressions of the first 10 episodes or something like that, and I was like, what is up? Maybe it's not the first one, but one of the videos I did, second impressions, I was literally like, I don't know what the hype is about Kurapika, because personally for me, his outfit is so weird. It's not cool. It makes him like, it makes you question, is that a man or a female? I can't tell with the long hair, and it's just like this box outfit. It's like a cloak of some sort. But anyhow, Kurapika's new outfit, awesome. It works with his spiky hair, which is it's now more wet and slicked down. He pretty much has like a suit, like a playful suit on, and he nowadays he always has his hands in his pockets. So he sort of explains that his techniques work through a computer screen, but not as good. So don't underestimate himself. And then he goes on to give this elaborated explanation on why there is a potential for people to still evade his technique, knowing that someone out there has this technique. And he references his one of his things called Emperor Time, his best ability in my opinion, which just reminded me of it. I had forgotten about his technique at the time, and just as a refresher to everyone else, you know, back 200 chapters ago, he used Emperor Time. And what does that mean? This was back in the Phantom arc. Basically, when his eyes turn red, which apparently, based on this chapter now, it seems like he can control it by will, and it doesn't require him to get really angry to do so. When his eyes turns red, he is able to use any Nen type to 100% effectiveness, which is, in my opinion, just too overpowered, because that's like the hugest flaw between every single user. They can only use like their technique, and then they can use similar types to like half efficiency or something like that, and it really just makes him overpowered. It's literally like you can turn this on and off, and you can master any technique pretty much of any type. But from what I can tell based on chapter, it seems like he's still I believe his type's Conjurer, so he's like, even if he can use every type to 100% effectiveness, because he's mainly a Conjurer when his eyes aren't red, there's a difference between the expertise of the type technique you used and the effectiveness that you can use it for. So even if you're 100% versus another type like Enhancer, if you're not constantly training Enhancer, even if you can use it 100% effectiveness, that still makes you only like a level 2, when if you trained to level 10 as a Conjurer and you could use it at 100%, then you're level 10. But let's say you train to level 5, unless you're using Emperor Time at level 5 for Enhancer, then you're not going to use that. You're not going to be able to use that at level 5. It's going to be a level 2.5 if it's 50% effectiveness. So you get the idea. Anyhow, that was a bit of a tangent, but Kurapika pretty much reveals that, hey, there can be people who have predicted my ability and surpassed it, and then the cow guy who's in the Zodiacs is like, that's probably not even possible. I think we've got it handled. I think we've screened out most of the candidates. Then we flip over to this prince, like the last prince, who knows what the heck his motives are. He slaughters females for fun, and he has this very misogynistic, not misogynistic, but nihilistic perspective on just, I want to destroy everything. Everyone's so ignorant, and because of that, it's a sin, and they need to be destroyed. And basically, another prince is revealed. This monster, he's wrestling a lion, and he literally like he snaps the lion's neck, and then you see all this blood splat out. I don't have to summarize it. You guys know what happens. For me, okay, so it's pretty much revealed that all the princes, most of the princes except for one, had most, if not all of their spies get through, which is literally like, holy crap. Then it's revealed that there's like freaking several princes and they all hate each other. And then it looks like they're all really, really strong. And honestly, they're all very, very different. You got this one prince who's like jacked, and he just choked out and ripped off a lion's head, and he's bigger than the lion. And then this other prince who's very eccentric and weird, and has this weird servant drawing these weird blood paintings, and just a very strange person. And he's wrapped in a fur coat, and he has like 10 mobile phones on stands next to him. It's strange stuff. But obviously they're all really good at fighting, which is the whole purpose of why we're all watching this as males. The fighting and the action. So it's kind of it kind of reveals, holy crap, everyone got through. And it's just like the whole process of screening out spies didn't really work. And again, he's obviously an evil villain. Will he be the central villain once we enter this once we get this arc going? I hope not, because despite how strong he is, in comparison to the Chimera Ant arc, there's no way he's even close to the strength of the Chimera Ants, at least from what's depicted so far. So he better be, and if he's not, then please don't make him the main villain. But he definitely has that villain vibe that he's putting forth. Again, I'm just quoting what he says. Again, it's very nihilistic. He says, "Ignorance and stupidity, those who do not know their own place are the greatest sinners of all. For all those pig trash to become king instead of me is completely out of the question. It's out of question, do you hear me?" So you get to the sense of what this guy is. Then, surprisingly, we flip back to Kurapika and the cow, which I feel like it's ingenious, because now it's already been revealed to the reader that they've all the spies have pretty much gone through, and then it flips back to them who don't know this yet, and they are still debating it. It's a very good scene swap. I hope they keep it in the anime. But we have the cow pretty much explain everything to Kurapika on how they know each other's abilities, more or less, and ultimately there's almost no chance that anyone has this ability in order to help the spies get through the examination without being detected. And so I found this very interesting. They had like a diagram where there's like 3 factions of the Zodiacs and then 2 exceptions, Periston and Jing. And I felt like this is just genius. Like the whole Zodiacs thing, it just like, I really feel like the 2 exceptions really bring it together, because it's not just like something simple. Because if it wasn't for Jing and Periston being in the Zodiacs, it'd just be a bunch of animals, which I wouldn't really care for. But having Jing and Periston in there, who are both literally, who knows how strong they are, both of them are tactical geniuses, Jing being the superior in my opinion, but both of them geniuses beyond repute. It's just really cool seeing this diagram of the factions, and then Jing and Periston being on opposite sides, one being just exceptionally extreme patriotist, and the other being just a freaking idiot. I like how they're labeled too. So that was pretty cool. And then ultimately we have here you know, them continuing to explain this issue like, there's no possible way that anyone we've ever encountered in all our missions or in the Zodiacs has this sort of ability, so therefore we're safe and your ability is safe, and there's no way that any of the spies have gotten through, which is complete crap, because apparently every single spy got through save for a few, and one prince's spies all got detected. So it's kind of strange how that goes, because they're going on and on about how everyone they've encountered literally doesn't have this ability, and then they're debating, even if it was possible, we detected all these people that were very hard to detect as spies, and there's no way that they were not spies to begin with. And to sum it up, they were like, hey, the only possibility of them to get through is if all the people we detected were simply decoys aimed at just making us think that, wow, it's very hard for us to detect these spies, therefore they must be true spies. And so literally the chapter ends with the cow talking to all the Zodiacs in a room, and he's doing this thing where he's revealing his own ability, which, by the way, just reminds me very deeply of Twisted Fate's ability in League of Legends, which is the most played game in the world. He's got the 3 cards, red, yellow, blue, very much like Twisted Fate. The abilities, though, for each card resemble more of a lawyer / courtroom style thing, where it's like, if it's blue, you have to make your admission to the courtroom. With yellow, you're restrained. If it's red, you're removed from the court. But still, other than that, the 3 cards, I don't know if that's a intentional tip-off to League of Legends. Maybe the author plays, but maybe not. Probably not. But still, possibly. And again, one could probably argue it has no relation, because referees use these cards to different colors, but still it's not that, it's just a coincidence. And so ultimately we have here the cow revealing his ability in order for Kurapika, through the camera, security cam, detect who the traitor is in the Zodiacs who's leaking information or helping the spies get through. And what's interesting is the cow, after the I forgot his name, but the spiky haired Zodiac gets all outraged, like saying like, are you serious? Are you freaking serious? Are you calling us out for being traitors? The cow says something like, hey, if I had met Beyond long before ever meeting the president and joining the Zodiacs, I probably would have been happy to help him with his dream as well. Then seeing the president's video afterwards wouldn't have changed me, and I would have still been a spy. And it kind of sort of reveals a different side to it, because Beyond is literally just trying to, at least from what I can tell from reading everything, he's literally just trying to find out more about this world, strengthen himself, battle stronger opponents out in this other world, and ultimately bring back benefit to his original world. And there's no right or wrong moralistically behind it. It's literally just Beyond doing his own thing, and Netero prohibiting that for everyone's safety, because he feels like we're not strong enough to even go out there. So when you look at it that way, as presented by this cow, there literally is no true black or white, good or bad. It's literally just, hey, I'm going out in the world and I'm coming back in, and we're just going out to strengthen ourselves, like in most fighting anime or manga. And so then the chapter ends with the monkey being detected as a traitor through Kurapika's ability. All I have to say about that is, why is Kurapika still using a screen, like a security camera? He should be hidden in the room somewhere to be able to truly detect who's lying or not, because he just remarked in the chapter that he, because he's going through a camera lens or a screen, his abilities are somewhat diminished and less accurate, which I just think it's stupid. I don't think the author's going to play it off that big. I highly doubt it's going to be something like, you thought I was a traitor, but I'm not, because your ability screwed up because you watched me through a camera screen instead of in person. I highly doubt that's going to happen. It's just too much. But I definitely think that potentially this monkey may have been, it may have been a false positive, and the true traitor may have gone through. So that's all we want to say about this chapter of Hunter x Hunter. Leave your comments below, and more importantly, share this video with someone you think would be influenced by it. I actually think it'd be very helpful, because I know there's a lot of people out there who really want to experience each chapter with people and really just react to it along with other people, and this video is something that you can do that with. So share with your friends, and share with someone you think would be influenced by it. And as always, like, favorite, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video if you've subscribed. Remember, subscribing is free. You just have to hit the button down below, and I'll see you guys later in my next video. Thanks for watching.